Have you ever wanted to eat a 5-course meal completely naked? Well, I have the perfect solution for you. The C.L.A.S.S Soiree Steakhouse, located in Hollywood, Florida, is the place to be when you want to experience a nice steakhouse meal completely naked, because those two things pair incredibly well. Every Monday at the beginning of the month, you too can be naked while chowing down on some steak and potatoes and sauce all over you, because that's how we do. Let's ask Chef Ali how he even came up with this fascinating idea.
He says the idea came after the restaurant hosted a private party for nudists.
Once the event was finished, my idea said, let's do it ourselves.
I feel like I have to know exactly what went down at this nudist group's dinner at his restaurant, because to have that initial instant reaction, as soon as the dinner's over, meal's done, cleanup crew's done, we're all heading home, he's driving in the car and he thinks to himself, man, that was the greatest party the greatest dinner of all time. We need to do this at least once a month from here on out. That is the fascinating thing. So I'm curious, what he saw, what was the experience, that maybe this was the most jamming nudist colony on the planet. I don't know what was going on, but I guess everyone had such a great time where he was just left thinking, man, more people need this, and I'm the guy to set this up. I'm going to be setting this up for the rest of my life. I think that is kind of the fascinating thing when I kind of heard what spawned this, because maybe I thought maybe he's a nudist. Maybe he just likes eating food naked. The fact that he had this party and was left so flabbergasted to the point where he's like, you know what? This needs to happen more often. Nonetheless, he did note as well, when I first saw this story, I was just thinking to myself, how is this legal? There's got to be some illegal parameters within how this is all set up. And he explained it as well, how the reason that this is legal and it's perfectly fine for them to do is because their entire staff is fully clothed. Not a single, the servers, the cooks, the cleaners, everyone who was on staff on payroll that day, they are fully clothed while everyone else in this restaurant is naked, which is also an odd dynamic, but nonetheless, that takes care of that. And the other way that they're able to avoid this, because obviously you would think, are people just looking inside the building as these naked people are eating dinner? No, they have a blacked out restaurant as well. So that covers, I guess, all the legal reasons that this party and festivity, I guess, is able to go on every Monday for, I guess, the rest of time. I want this restaurant to stay alive forever. This seems great and very convenient for eating food, I guess. Listen, another thing that I was left thinking as well, and we'll have Mr. Ali answer himself, is the sanitary issues of one day being fully naked for restaurant goers and then having to just show up there fully clothed the next day. What is the dynamic the next day? What is the cleaning process like? What if you don't really feel comfortable in your skin? You're a little bit nervous. Let's see what Ali says.
We have a robe that everyone is offered. We have a leather seat cushion, which is sanitized. And we also have a lap towel.
Whether it's a lady or a man, whatever you want to identify as, your juices are all up in this seat. You're dripping. Now, it could be from the food. It could be you. We've seen a lot of just disgusting people roam society on a daily basis. I've worked at Walmart. I've worked at convenience stores. I've worked at pretty much every possible job that serves people at this point in my life. And one thing that I've noticed is anytime there's a public restroom, people are disgusting. Now, the idea that these same people have the opportunity to eat fully naked at a steakhouse is fascinating to me, because once again, there's a lot of people that are just gross. There's some people that just don't shower. There's some people that don't believe in deodorant. There's some people that don't do any maintenance on their body at all, and then they're just dripping in liquids. I don't know what kind of liquids. Maybe it's a number 2, maybe it's a number 1, maybe they got a little freaky a little bit before dinner, you feel me? But nonetheless, liquids are everywhere on human beings, especially in Florida. So now you have a fully naked person that's probably been sweating outside, sitting on a leather seat. Now I get it. Mr. Ali thinks that sanitizer, leather seats will get the job done. But if I'm an ongoer, if I'm somebody that's going to this restaurant on a closed day, and now that's just playing in the back of my head, man, Greg from accounting was just here fully naked. And I'm sitting in the same seat in my little tux. Why am I wearing a tux? I don't know, but I think the fact that I'm sharing, I feel like if you're going to do it, I think there has to be nudist seats and closed seats, all right? I think we need to draw the line in the sand. I think that is the way to go, to say that we are being fully cooperative and making this as sanitary for as everyone as possible. Now, the other thing is the idea that a robe is offered to everyone. Is it new robes every dinner? Because if we're sharing robes, that feels kind of gross as well. I understand, using the same utensils, same plates, same cups. Understandable. We don't need to have a new one for every customer. I do think if you're doing the whole nude thing, I think everyone probably deserves at least, maybe you upcharge them or what. But the idea that I could be sharing a robe in this fully naked conversation is crazy to me. I need a new one. I need one fresh out of the packaging because I don't trust it. Because once again, Greg from accounting hasn't showered in days. He's filthy. And the idea that I could get some of his booty juice on my booty, a little gross. It's a little gross, all right? Thirdly, the lap towel is hilarious because the idea that you're slurping on spaghetti and that's going to protect you is a little crazy. Like, I think the idea of doing this, you have to be hit with reality. And the idea is that you're probably going to get beef bolognese all up in your bits. It's going to happen. You're going to be dripping everywhere. Gravy's going to be flying across the room. French onion soup on your balls. This is a hard pitch for just anybody. But these are people that are bold enough to do it, and maybe they know that what they're getting themselves into. So I appreciate the lap towel. I don't know if it's going to be doing much for anybody. What is it protecting? I don't know, man. The idea that maybe you spill some soup and it's just, oof, right on the parts. That's not a fun time. Now, there's a lot of ways to tackle this story because it doesn't feel real because once again, it feels like a Key and Peele, a Chappelle Show sketch, an SNL sketch, whatever comedic sketch you throw it there. It doesn't feel like an actual concept, but it is. And clearly a lot of people are into it if they're doing this every Monday at this point. So there is a community of people that like to be naked, and kudos to you. I don't think I'm that guy. And I listen, I'm not here to yuck your yum. If you want to go through society legally and do your thing, do your thing. But I do question just the logistics of why you would want to do eating food completely naked. Because I'm trying to think, when it comes to being naked, right? What would be something good to have food-wise while completely nude? And I couldn't really think of whipped cream, but I feel like that's kind of, I'm trying to think of something that is not sexual in its nature, but the idea that we're in a steakhouse, it's a 5-course dinner that you're getting served, and you're just completely naked, and I'm trying to, like, is it mashed potatoes? That doesn't seem pleasant to eat naked. Maybe a salad? But if you're cutting up steak and steak juice and gravy and au jus is getting all over the place, that doesn't seem fun to me. So who's winning? Now I get the novelty. Now I do respect this one angle in this whole thing, right? Is the idea that in the restaurant business, I think because there's so many millions of restaurants, right? And so many people have steakhouses, and so many people have pizzerias and Chinese restaurants and sushi restaurants. There are certain things where, especially in 2026, you need to do things to grab people's attention, and you have to be bold and creative. And this is very bold, and you have to give them credit in some sense that this is actually pretty creative. Now you've found yourself a very niche set of human beings. Like there's a niche, and this is super niche, I think. People that are just willing to eat dinner naked. It's a fine line of like this many people, right? But those people are now gonna maybe travel to this restaurant down in Hollywood, Florida, and maybe this is an event for those people. Maybe this like the nudist world is like, man, we have to go to C.L.A.S.S Steakhouse, located in Hollywood, Florida, every Monday because this is a dinner for us. This is a dinner for us because we like to eat macaroni and cheese completely naked because it upgrades the flavor. But I do think, I'm curious to know, was there a boost in sales from doing this? Because it is, once again, a very bold, creative marketing strategy. It is a very targeted one where I guess you're only going for certain people. But I'm curious how many maybe future bookings that they're able to get from this, because I'm sure there is like a lot of people that are into this, right? Because clearly they found that there was a whole party that was reserved for a nudist group, I guess, and then to also run it back numerous times at this point. So clearly there is a market for it. And I wonder what the experience for the restaurant goer was. Like, was it a good time? Did they feel uncomfortable? How do the workers feel like in this environment? Because it is just a jarring experience that I would imagine, right? To be fully clothed serving somebody a Sprite and steak, meanwhile they're completely naked. Like what? Like, hey man, how may I take your order? And please put that away just a little bit, all right? Like hide it, put it under the table. I don't want to see it, all right? I also think that if you are working that day, you should have higher pay. It should be like overtime, because this is such a fascinating scenario to find yourself in as somebody that's just working there. Like if you're just a waiter and you just started working at this restaurant, 2 weeks, all of a sudden, nudist party comes up and they say, we're doing this every month, at least one day a month. It's crazy. How do you have that conversation with, like, hey, you're doing great. By the way, next week, everyone's going to be naked. So yeah, I guess that is some of my thought process in this story. Now, there's a lot of people that are disgusted by this whole scenario, saying it's disgusting and it's gross and it shouldn't be allowed. No one is being harmed here. Is it a little bit jarring to read off on a headline like Steakhouse now has nude meal? Yeah, sure. I don't think we've ever read that headline in 2026. But the idea that I guess the staff is taking this seriously, everyone's fully clothed, they seem to be going or trying to find a way to make this as sanitary as possible. There's not going to be like a freaky onlooker. It seems like so far from what the details that we have, that this is being done responsibly. Everyone is consenting to this, and everyone seems to, I guess, be having a good time. I'm not sure how that part is possible, but is happening. And who are we to say disgusting person to them? I'm not here to yuck your yum. If this is what you want to do with your own free will, that's the true American way. Nothing is more American than eating a nice ribeye steak completely naked with some chimichurri sauce and au jus on the side and a little bit of a bubbly drink. You feel me? A little bit of water. Listen, would you go? I think is a fair question, because once again, it is kind of like a novel experience. I don't think I could ever be convinced, though, to go to Florida and eat a steak completely naked. Now, once again, foods that I think fruit, for some reason, is something that is like fair game. Ice cream? That doesn't sound like a good time. I'm trying to because I don't think this thing in itself is sexual. So I'm trying to think of something that is like a non-sexual food item that is not really messy, that you can enjoy while also being naked. Just to be honest, I don't think I'd ever find myself in a scenario where I got to be naked to eat something. So maybe that's it. Sushi, they have, okay, maybe that's it. Because they had like little restaurants with the sushi lady, and they're just like, do they still do that? They just eating sushi off of people these days? I think that had to probably have been gone 2019, 2020. Probably for the best. I don't know where else this video is going, but either way, let me know your favorite things to eat naked, and would you go to this restaurant? Because once again, a little bizarre, but hey, in 2026, we're all just trying to make some money, and I respect the hustle. So get your bag, Mr. Ali, and take off your clothes. What?